I had my doubts about Spider Noir. When the show got announced and I saw it was being made by Prime, I was like, okay. Then, when Nicolas Cage was announced to be the titular character, I was like, aye. Now, when I heard that there were going to be two versions of the show, one in black and white and one in color, I was also like, okay. Now, here's the thing. I have indeed watched both versions of this show, but I had to watch the black and white one on my phone. You want to know why? Because for some reason, when Prime made this show, only certain televisions can host the black and white. So I've seen both versions. However, I watched the black and white version on my phone because my phone can run the black and white version. And what I will tell you is that both versions of the show are okay. They're alright. Not perfect. Not worth the hype and the marketing. And another thing that I will tell you that is kind of sad. The best parts of the show are in the trailer. There's nothing in the trailer that, like, is wowing outside of that. So, yeah. Spider Noir is okay. It's not great. It's not great. It's just kind of there, you know what I mean? Like, it got renewed for a season 2. And I think the problem with this that other superhero shows haven't had this year is that it's a really extremely slow show. And there were slow episodes of Daredevil this year too, but there was stuff happening. However, I would say, even though Spider Noir, or on this show, The Spider, comes out of retirement in the second episode, nothing really happens until episode 6. Like, there's no real story beats. It's just him fucking around for 5 episodes. I will say, I think that the performances are very good in this show. I like the actress that plays Kat. I like the actor for Robbie Robertson. I thought that Ben Reilly's crew, his homies, I thought that they were all like a nice touch to the show. It gives Nicolas Cage someone to bounce off of. I thought that Silvermane, played by Mad Eye Moody, was a very, very good choice for this show. And I will say that the costume looks very good for all the 2 scenes that we have of it. Like, the complete costume, because he gets the hat knocked off like almost instantly when he's fighting bad guys. The action leaves some stuff to be desired. It does not, you can tell it does not have the MCU budget. And there's some good fight scenes in the show. However, it's not the greatest. And I think the strongest point of this show is that this show has some pretty halfway decent side characters. I think that the side characters are very well done in this show. And I think that overall, Spider Noir has this... If you watch it in black and white, it has this vibe of like you're living in the 1930s. And I do appreciate that they go for historical accuracy from like the time period for this show. It's something that a lot of modern stuff doesn't really do. And I really do appreciate that. However, I have a take here that might get me put into the halls of the most hated Spider-Man fans. I'm not a fan of Nicolas Cage as this character. That includes Spider-Verse. I'm not a fan of Nicolas Cage as this, as this character. I know they couldn't swing Ryan Reynolds, but at least for the voice portion, I would have loved for Ryan Reynolds to be Spider Noir. Also, implying that this is the same guy, he has to be like in his 80s when he meets Miles in the Spider-Verse movies. There's a lot to be desired here. There's missed potential. I think that is the biggest thing. There's missed potential with this show. And I'm not saying that it's a bad show. It's not a bad show by any means. As a matter of fact, considering a lot of the slop that we get now, it is still one of the better shows that I've watched this year. However, it is not great. And I think Spider Noir was missed potential overall. There's nothing really deep that you can tackle with, except for him missing his wife and her death being his fault. That was a little bit of a nugget that they tried to get us all to care about the character with. But the problem is Nicolas Cage is not really giving that great of a performance. I'm sorry, he's just not. Everyone else around him is doing pretty solid, but he himself is not doing all that great. And for the record, I have nothing personal against Nicolas Cage, but he's not doing all that fantastic as the Spider/Ben Reilly. So if I had to rank this show, give it a number ranking, I originally told, I was in a call with my, Discord, which, by the way, I'll link it down, below if you want to join it. Just, be cool and you can. But when I was talking to my friends about this, I originally gave this show an 8. However, upon further recollection, Spider Noir 2026 is a 7 out of 10. That's just my thoughts, y'all. You can like it, lump it, I don't really care. I hope that you all enjoy. Sorry that there's no footage. Amazon would cuck me, so I had to do still images for you guys. But yeah, so the next one will have footage, and you'll see why. Kenobi!